Salad Chick. Chicken Salad Chick, Chattanooga.com. Chicken Salad Chick, Chattanooga.com. There's 3 locations here in town. Chicken Salad Chick started out downtown. I have to brag on their awesome curbside pickup. That's just so convenient with parking issues downtown. You can just call ahead, pull up to the curb, they'll run it right out to you. That's the downtown location. They also have a location while you're doing your holiday shopping. Stop by the Gun Barrel location, and now open at Erlanger Mall. Very well received at Erlanger Mall, because what a lot of people don't know about Chicken Salad Chick, it's a very healthy option as well. The classic Carol recipe is 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten. So it's not only just yummy and a great food that everyone loves, but it's healthy for you too. Chicken Salad Chick, Chattanooga.com. Chicken Salad Chick, Chattanooga.com. Now, I am so ready to jump in with my guest today. I've been very excited about having Brian Kelly and Dan Bowers on with me today. Hey guys, how are you?
Very excited.
Brian is the managing partner with Tandem Financial Partners, and I'm going to let him elaborate a little bit more on all of his extensive board memberships. And Dan is president of Arts Build, and I invited them on today because I'm usually having guests on of things I'm somewhat familiar with, so I can chime into the conversation. But I'm not that familiar with the arts culture in Chattanooga. I just know it's a lot why I love Chattanooga, and so this is going to be really fun. And I know that you guys have been speaking and focusing on the economic development impact of the arts in Chattanooga. And that is truly a passion of mine, because that's what Cindy's Choice is about, is helping small businesses and having an impact that way as well. So first, Brian, I just want to, why don't you elaborate a little bit on your board memberships? I know a great deal of those are art related.
Sure, yeah. My wife and I have really tried to get a lot more involved in the arts community over the last several years. I'm on the board of Arts Build and also the Chattanooga Symphony. She's on the board of the Art Gallery and also AVA, the Association of Visual Artists. And we also support a lot of other organizations and committees with the Sculpture Field, the Theater Center, the Hospice of Chattanooga, the Partnership for Families, Children, and Adults, Unfoundation. We're very, very proud members of the Unfoundation. So we do a lot of volunteer work, and the arts are really our passion, and we believe in a more beautiful Chattanooga. And there's a lot of projects that we can even talk about specifically that I can see making a major impact on the conversations that people are having with each other, because they're able to connect over something that's a shared experience and relatable to everyone.
Yes, and what I love about it, I'm Chattanooga by choice. I'm from Texas. This is my 3rd time back here. And it's, like I said, I'm not really an art person involved in the arts, but that's a lot what attracts me here, because Chattanooga is a very outside-centric town as well. And to me, outdoors is the arts. So when you combine that with all the outdoor art, the beautiful structures that we have in this city with the sculpture field and the sculpture garden and the beautiful art that's outside of the Hunter Museum, and that outside art is what has mostly appealed to me, and I just think it's just awesome. But real quick before we talk about that some more, Dan, president of Arts Build,
right,
which Brian serves on the board. Just briefly, what is Arts Build?
It's a nonprofit that's been in the community since 1969. We started out as an arts fund where we raised money for a set group of arts organizations in the community. And we did that for decades, but our footprint now is much larger than that. We're involved in arts education in the school and small grants that are pushing the arts out into neighborhoods through neighborhood association and churches and social service nonprofits. And we're about a $2 million organization, and just our mission is building a stronger community through the arts. But our real rallying cry is more arts in more places for more people. So access to the arts is at the heart of what we're doing.
Oh, I absolutely love that. And again, here I am, I'm a very creative person, but not in any kind of artistic kind of way. Yet the arts feed me. I love that. And so I just have to assume that there's a lot of people like me, and maybe they would rather plug in more and be involved and support these causes. And that's a lot why I love to have this platform, so I can have you guys on and share more about that and help people connect.
Right.
But I do know you guys have been going around talking about economic development specifically. and the impact that that has here in the Chattanooga area. So tell me a little bit about that, Dan.
It's, it's interesting because when you think of economic impact, you're usually thinking about home runs with a Volkswagen or a large employer or a lot of people gathered under one roof or behind one door.
Right.
And the arts are not that way. The arts are behind a lot of doors. If you look at the number of people that jobs that are created in the community, there's more than 6,000 jobs in the nonprofit arts community. The economic impact of the nonprofit arts and culture in Chattanooga in 1 year is $172 million. We did a study. Every 5 years we do a study. And those are scientific numbers. It is a bona fide number, and it is huge. And it's easy to overlook because it doesn't happen all at one place. We have, from the standpoint of the people that attend events, there's approaching 3 million people that attend events every year through the arts. There's from tax revenue, we're generating tax revenue through the nonprofit arts and culture that is more than $7 million locally, and in state taxes, it's over $12 million. So the arts are an economic engine, and people would not normally think of it that way.
Wow, I know you don't, because I have to tell you, I'm very plugged into the community, and I know a lot of people that are involved in the arts, but most of them are struggling artists. So you don't, this is great to know, because I want to give all those guys hope. You're in a good place. You're in a good community. If you're a struggling artist, that there's a lot of support out there, and it's only growing. So that's a lot what you think about. And then I'm also a passion and purpose driven person, and like to help other people to encourage them to follow their passion and purpose. And I would encourage any artists out there to stay plugged in. Maybe you have to go make a living some other way, but there is a lot of support here, and keep following that passion and connect some purpose to it, and you will get to live your passion, to live your dream.
Right.
And that's the best. It's the best for the whole community that each of us are serving in our gift. So I love that.
Exactly.
Now, Brian, so you're involved in a different way Dan directly. That's his job.
Exactly.
So you're one of those that gets to live your passion. That's awesome.
Yes.
But I know Brian personally, and he gets to live his passion. I've actually seen Brian perform, which was pretty awesome. He played like 3 different roles, which it was so cool to see. Okay. Oh, sorry. I see you were so good. I didn't recognize you in some of them. Yes, there you go. So tell me, Brian, what's your perspective on the arts in Chattanooga?
Yeah, I've been involved with Arts Build now for about 5 years, and it started off with my involvement in the Holmberg Arts Leadership Institute, which was really kind of a program similar to Leadership Chattanooga. It took us through a really broad overview over 8 weeks of all of the different arts organizations at the time, the people that were doing the work, the executive directors, the directors of development. I mean, getting to meet the people that were actively involved in those nonprofits. And that was kind of what changed my heart for getting more involved. And so since then, both my wife and I have really tried to jump in with both feet to the arts community. But I will say the amazing thing related specifically to Arts Build is the scope of the mission that has changed over the last several years. For 48 years, it's been an arts funding organization where we would go and raise money and directly funnel that into a small number of arts organizations. And that was reaching a group that demographically was focused mostly on the downtown area. And in the last several years, that footprint has just expanded dramatically to reaching all throughout Hamilton County, to reaching every elementary school student.
Oh, wow. Love hearing that.
To pouring more money into the educational system than almost anyone else. Just a few other organizations are probably investing locally more into education than Arts Build. And that's a huge priority for us. And there's so many different areas that I think it's become an organization that is just the lifeblood, the beating heart of the arts in Chattanooga, and not just a funding resource, but a much, much more of a collaborator, a convener, an advocate, a leader from a state level, and certainly from a local level too.
I love that. And again, I just have to reiterate that that's what I love about having this platform, because through you guys, not only am I helping to introduce the arts more so to the community, but see now it's already like a little passion of mine, and this is growing my passion to get involved. And I'm a very passion-driven person, so again, I just love having this platform because I want to get, I want to get more involved. I want to help with this. I'm like, Cindy, you can't. You've got too much, but I can keep offering this platform. And the listener who's listening right now, that's how I did this introduction. If you love the arts, you can be involved and you can be a part of, living this passion and enjoying the arts and helping other people get introduced to the arts. And, Brian, you're a businessman. You're a managing partner at Tandem Partners. And this has to be this is what I love about and try to teach businesses about social capital too. I gather small businesses that complement each other, have the same target audience, and have a servant's heart. And that's what you're doing. That's a lot why I invited you on. I've been talking to you for months about coming on because I'd love to spotlight successful businesses that do that because it's not intentional. It's a true passion of yours to give back, to get out there and contribute. But that represents who you are as a businessman. So people want to do business with you. And that's how I try to help small businesses. They can't afford social capital. They can't afford to get involved when they're starting out. Every bit of their time is dedicated to running their business so they can pay their employees at the end of the week. So that's what I'm doing is grouping these businesses and providing that social capital for them. And you're a great example of that. And again, it's a servant's heart. And then you get to do that, Dan, through your job. How awesome is that? Exactly. Well, what's another? Tell me more specifically. There's so many arts organizations. I've had several of them. I've had the ladies from the sculpture field on my show. I've had several different of the because I was focused on outside, so I had outdoor things on the show. Right. So what's a great way? What are some simple ways for people to start getting introduced to the arts here in Chattanooga? I
would say attend events, take advantage, try something new. I heard a story recently about people. They said something about the Chattanooga Theater Center, and they said, I didn't know we had a theater center. And then they described the building, and they said, oh, yeah, I know that. There are such neat things going on in Chattanooga amongst not just the organizations that we support, but the arts are so broad, and people could find something that has meaning to their lives that would not only enrich their lives, but give them a different perspective. We're involved with, I start naming my children, and I'll be in trouble, but the ones that people likely know, the Theater Center, the Hunter, the Symphony, the Creative Discovery Museum, the Boys Choir, there's a couple of ballet companies. But as Brian was saying, it expands so much more when we start talking about the grants that we're putting into neighborhoods where there are festivals and children's activities before and after school, senior activities for people with disabilities. And so the arts touch so many people, and there are so many opportunities. But the simple first step is try something you haven't tried. If you hadn't been to a show at the Theater Center, go. If you hadn't been to a Pops concert, go. If you haven't been to the Hunter to see the arts, go. And I guarantee you that people will be amazed by what is here in Chattanooga, what we have for this little town.
And a great place to discover all that is artsbuild.com.
Yes, exactly. So it was fine. Thank you, Brian, because I say, I didn't want to ask in case it wasn't. So is that a place to start on ArtsBuild?
It is.
Is that what it does? It's connecting people with all the different arts? It encompasses everything?
Exactly. And so going to artsbuild.com, and we have a listing. We also have something that will bring it to you. There's a weekly e-newsletter that goes out each Thursday that talks about events over the next 2 weekends, and it's called ArtsWire. You can find a place on our website to sign up, or you can call our number. It's a 423 number, 756-2787. Call that number and say, I would like to start receiving ArtsWire. And it is a digest of everything arts over the next 10 days. And it's a great way to see what's going on.
The next 10 days, like from right now, anytime you go on there, the next 10 days.
No, it comes out each Thursday, and it looks across 2 weekends. Okay. So, and we have...
I love knowing about this.
We have thousands of people that have signed up for this and received this, and we get great feedback from this.
Okay, explain that one more time. So,
Okay.
How do I sign up?
So go to artsbill.com, sign up for ArtsWire, or dial our number, 756-2787, and just tell them that you want to receive, even if you don't remember ArtsWire, just say, I want to receive the weekly calendar. And it's a great resource, and it is not junked up with a lot of other stuff. It is arts events and activities that are going on, and anybody says, I can't find anything to do in Chattanooga.
It's amazing how many things are on.
They're not trying.
I absolutely love this because I have Wild Trails on here a lot. And that's the same thing. I love that because I love combining the two. I love to encourage people to get outside and get active. But when you combine art with that, and that's where I said a lot, where I said, go to the sculpture fields. You're outside, you're active, and you're getting the benefits of art. And that's something, we've got a few minutes left. That this might get a little deep, but there's a health benefit to going in and soaking up the arts. Definitely we've all experienced that with powerful music.
Exactly.
But the same thing can happen through powerful art.
Yes.
Visual art, I guess you would say.
And I would also venture to say that arts can change the conversation to a degree in a community.
There you go.
So not just the outdoor arts or the health benefits of being active, those are great. Mm-hmm. But I mean, seeing the arts active in our community and being able to bring people together in ways that they haven't been brought together otherwise. I'm going to mention one of the children is Art Gallery, and specifically how they did a project called the Mosaic Project, and it brought together first responders from areas of Chattanooga to create art with people from their areas of service.
Yes.
And that dialogue, that creation together may have been incorporating those people in a way they've never been before.
Thank you, Brian. That was exactly what I was looking for. Because it's just like with the outdoor culture. When people show up to take a hike or ride their bikes, that's what they're focused on. They're focused on what they have in common. And through the arts, the same thing can happen. You can bring a very diverse group together, but all of them love that particular art activity or project. So it's a unity project.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I was looking for, that I was recognizing that I needed you to voice for me because I hadn't edited it in my head well enough for it to come out of my mouth.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's the reason why I think we both are so passionate about it. We know that this community can be changed.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, if this time has gone by way too quick, I'm going to have to wrap it up with Brian and Dan. Please stay tuned. We're going to take a break. We're going to be talking a whole different direction after the break, talking about recovery and how recovery isn't just for addicts. And I have a great guest on with me to share about that, the director of recovery in Ooltewah. But one more time, guys, before we wrap up, Dan, why don't you repeat that information? I'm so excited. Sure. I can't wait to plug in to the Wired. Is that what it's called?
It's called ArtsWire. Go to artsbill.com, or also they can dial 756-2787.
Okay, repeat that number one more time.
756-2787.
Okay, I wrote that down so that I can share that more. And again, you are listening to the Cindy's Choice Show on 92.7 FM and 95.3 FM HD4, which mostly reaches Ooltewah. And it's Cindy's Choice to make an impact in the community. And I just want to thank Brian and Dan for helping me do that today. Stay tuned. We'll be back.